interesting to watch. Very dry. After yesterday's weather, good to have the dry roads. As you come down off of that hill, again, manage the turn accordingly. It's been a couple years down here where we've seen people not. So, again, got to be very careful there. A friend of mine named Paul Isley was decleated. He was just in his flip-flops. And a racer came into the VIP tent. Luckily, nobody was badly hurt, but the flip-flops went akimbo, and the racer landed on top of him. So, again, got to be careful if you're racing to make sure you're managing that turn coming down off of Galveston. So, opening 1 minute or so as we're just underway. The Masters B, men's Masters B with 74 racers on the start list. So, we're just getting started as we are here on day number 3, just like that. Day number 3, you're like, oh my goodness, it's already over. It's not already over. We got a full day of racing. Starting here at 8 o'clock. We'll run you all the way to the women's and men's pro, taking you into the 6 o'clock hour for the finish of the Omnium chase for the men's and women's, also the Omnium and the 1, 2, and the 3, and the Masters A. Bunch of exciting races, but right now, it's the Masters B here at the McElroy Manufacturing River Parks Criterium. Don Thornton Automotive, our great pace car sponsor. They'll roll out the Lexus here on the opening race. Here comes the lead moto, and already starting to break apart our field of 74, and already we have a solo attack. Todd Swain, Cura Race for the Cure. Todd already testing, let's just say the attention span here of the peloton, and launching out early here as we are 1 lap in on to lap number 2 of the Masters B race. Just joining us here, you're going, I heard you talking at the start. What's a preem? Why are you going to be ringing bells, right? Isn't it 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, the only bell time? No. We will be doing preem laps as well. So that's a race within the race where we'll decide, you know what? Basically it's a money prize, merchandise for the Cat 5s. We're going to have a lap where the first person coming around on that lap will win it. Now, here's the thing. I say first person. Either we preem the front of the field, a breakaway, or we preem the chase. And again, some of that is if the racers are still kind of hanging out together, you're trying to kind of shake things up. With a race like this, with this course, with all the elevation change, probably won't need to shake too many things up, but you may want to put that carrot out there. You may want to throw that preem for the chase group saying, hey, you guys are 15, 20 seconds back. Here's $100. Not only can you win $100, maybe you close that gap and bring the race to stitch it back together. So again, you're wondering why we're going to fire out some of these bells in the middle of the race. That is the preem concept here in Criterium Racing. So this is the first weekend of the American Criterium Cup. None of the races today, though, will be part of that series. The men and women Friday night races and the junior race yesterday and the 15 to 16 and 17 to 18, those were all American Criterium Cup races. So that is out of the way. They'll head to Salt Lake City in a couple weeks as, once again, the ACC series just underway here, starting in Tulsa for the 2025 6-race series. It will end August 31st at the Gateway Cup in St. Louis. So once again, go to AmericanCriteriumCup.com. Go check it out. Keep an eye on those standings as the series progresses through the summer. All righty, 2 laps done and dusted, averaging about 208, 207. We got a cyborg sighting. Steve Isaac, Centier, he's at the front. One of the local homies, the local heroes from Oklahoma. Isaacs with Centier on the front. Todd Swain with Cura sitting right there with him. And on this straightaway, again, as you start to lose contact on the backside in the climbs, and maybe if you're not as confident in your descending, you may open up some gaps. You have to try to chase it back down. So this straightaway along Riverside is definitely a very fast-paced area. And if you are trying to cross at any of the areas here, make sure you're only crossing at the designated course marshal crossing spot. Look for the Day Glow Yellow Tulsa Tough Volunteers. They got the theme of this year, the Fly Over This theme on the front of those volunteer Day Glow Yellow shirts. The course marshals are here to protect the racers first and foremost. All righty, a lot of administrative work out of the way as we are 5 minutes in here, our Masters race. So this is a 30-minute race. Again, we'll be going for the overall podium for the Masters, recognizing the podiums right after the race. But one thing we need to pay attention to on that is we will be honoring some of the other categories, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus. Payouts are 7 deep in the 40, 3 deep in the 50, and 3 deep in the 60. So here comes the counter. Here comes an attack. Counterattack coming out of that group at the front. That's going to be bib 557. That'll be James, 557. Get that right there. Adrian Castro. We called his name yesterday. Adrian Castro, a Drictus 1 race team out of Texas. Gaps forming there. That group now start off around 74 or so in the Masters B. Let's just say a couple little mini chase groups of little mini gruppettos, 5 to 7 each, coming off that group at the front. As we are now almost 7 minutes in. As that is lap 3 now finished up in our Masters B race. We have 2 different preems that we'll be throwing out there. So again, with only 30 minutes of racing, listen for the bell. We'll have some of those preems coming up shortly. All right, here comes the Don Thornton Automotive Group pace car. It's the Lexus. They'll roll through. We're going to ring the bell. It's going to be a preem lap. The first preem lap of the day here on day number 3. It'll be a $100 cash preem courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa as they come through a long, thin line. So ring the bell. It's going to be a preem lap, preem lap. This is a preem lap. Starting the lap, this is a $100 preem lap, $100 preem lap, preem, $100 preem lap. Preem, $100 courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa. So moving to the front, first time we've seen Reunion Racing's not Brian De Palma. How about Michael De Palma? Not Brian De Palma. Michael De Palma, Reunion Racing out of Texas. Moving to the front right there, kind of fortuitous time, but all he's going to do is got a cyborg on his tail. Terminator T2. Steve Isaacs with Centier sitting there at the front of that. Also in that group around 5 or 6. Again, it's a long, thin line, but you can kind of tell right now the front of that group, there's some horsepower driving this. Alrighty, so this is a preem lap. We're waiting to bring them on down here. As we look out of the shadows coming off of Galveston. Racer off the front, looking to try to win the preem. Maybe 576. We'll wait to see as they come rolling through. Free and clear here. Looking to win the preem. That will be 573. That is. All right, we'll try to get that figured out there. It was, try to see the number, a little crumpled on the back. Identify who won that preem, but first preem of the day. Do not know if that was the burgundy of Speakeasy or the dark purple of Heretic Racing. I believe that was 573. Carlos Lozoya, Rafa Bike, Pantry Dos out of New Mexico. So, different purple jersey. Alrighty, so we are 11 minutes in. We're going to get a total of about 13 laps in. So clean up the backside as we will be seeing the race continue to make their way down the hill. So we got the Jumbotrons up, the live feed broadcasting on the World Wide Web, TulsaTough.com, courtesy of Quick Trip. Again, with a hill that we have there, the double bump, it's 100 feet of climbs, right? So every lap you're going to be accumulating that 100 feet of elevation change. And so every time you come through, a little bit more climbing, a little bit more climbing. There are going to be accelerations there. So watching that, just kind of shattering that peloton, that field back behind, so cleaning up the backside of the course. So here comes Alexis, Don Thornton Automotive Group. Again, I believe that was Carlos Lozoya, 573, that had won the preem lap. Now a little bit of gamesmanship, long, thin line, kind of going from one side of the course to the other, but moving back to the front is Todd Swain with Cura Race for the Cure. Also, we got a unicorn sighting. First time there is at 736, Paul Hesselgrave out of Colorado. First time we've called his name today. He was very active yesterday in the race, moving his way to the front. So, 7 to go, 7 to go, 7 to go. We have another preem. Probably about time to fire that off here when we hit 6 to go. So 30 minutes of racing, about halfway through. So as we give them the 7 to go lap counter. Next time through we see 6, we will have it a final preem lap. It'll be a Smith Farm and Garden preem, courtesy one of our great sponsors that have been here for a long time with us. Looking back over yesterday's results in that Masters beat, completely different race course, right? You had that L-shaped, super fast course. Fastest, as Brad Huff likes to say, fastest of the 3 days. But yesterday it was Wesley Morgan in the Masters B. Methods the winning that race. Joe McCracken was in second. Jonathan Gardner, Salty Dog, cycling out of Oklahoma City in third. David Platten, one of the preem winners, in fourth. And Aaron Wright with Heretic Racing in fifth. The aforementioned Paul Hesselgrave, he was in sixth yesterday. Now he's up towards the front. So this will be a preem lap. We're going to ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. $100 in cash, Smith Farm and Garden. Second and last preem of this Masters B race. So it's the opening race of day number 3. Sun's out, heating up here. River's full behind us. Nice and humid here today. But luckily, great weather. Dry course. So preem lap. This is a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Second preem, second preem, second preem. This is a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. A preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. It's $100 in cash for a much-reduced peloton. Probably only about 20 racers up there left in that group. We'll look back down to the south on Riverside Drive. A filtering of remainder of racers that have been spit out of the front here. We've already had to basically kind of have the field that we're about to get lapped. So smaller group here up towards the front. About 20 or so racers on this preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. So group of 20, we send them up the hill. They're probably already on the first climb, on maybe even past the second. So again, if you're trying to figure out like how the course works, you got that 100 feet of elevation every single lap. You come down Riverside, you're hurtling south to north, full head of steam. There's a right-hand turn, takes you up the first climb. There's the second climb. Then you get to the top and a little dip, and then there's it's the double bump. There's a second little mini climb. You can kind of maintain that momentum before you come back down Galveston. But again, it is Crybaby Hill, the first double of the double bump. Baby Billy Baba Bonkus. Say that 5 times fast. Again, it's Righteous Gemstones. That's going to be the theme up there at Crybaby Hill. It's a whole other event. It's their party. We got the race down here. So, second and final preem lap, as we are going to be showing them 5 to go next time the race leaders roll through. All right, here comes the pace car. Here comes the lead moto. Here comes the second attack for another $100 preem. Hard charge to the line. It's going to be close, but I believe that will be the previous winner. 573, which is Carlos Lozoya, holding off the hard charging unicorn in Paul Hesselgrave. Hesselgrave coming out of that chase group, as it had been Lozoya that opened up the gap as he made his way down off of Galveston, off the downhill, but he wins it again. So $200 premiums for Carlos Lozoya. So now down to 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go in our Masters B race. We keep sending them up 5 more times to the hill. Today's course sponsored by McElroy Manufacturing. So McElroy Manufacturing, the lead sponsor here on Sunday, the McElroy Manufacturing River Parks Criterium. And again, thank you to FC Tulsa on Saturday and McNally's Group on Friday, our lead sponsors. So 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. Back half of this Masters. We're going to give him one more lap, one more lap, one more lap. To the back, Shane McElgravy. Bib number 130, but I believe that may be Team Topeka's Shane McElravy. Biscuits and gravy rolling on through there. Yep, that was Shane, bib number 730. Cyborg Cintier, he'll roll on through. Seen Chris Clark with Cintier all over social media. Him and his wife get a lot of photos out here, a lot of great event. It's promoting the event, right? And again, they've been great when it comes to racing and promoting crit racing. That Bixby West Intermediate course was a great local one down there at New School with a great, really cool kind of concept. Some of the chicanes on the backside of the school. So now we're going to show 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go. It is 4 laps to go here. 4 to go for our Masters B. Again, our Preem Hunter, Carlos Lozoya, $200 richer, trying to make his way back to the podium, though, here, as he was not on it yesterday. So we'll roll it through. Reunion back to the front. That'll be Michael DePalma, Reunion Racing out of Texas, as he navigates to the front again. Called his name a couple laps ago, but now with 4 to go. Again, I said it was down to about 25. It is probably even less than that. It's probably about 15 now. Maybe 15 left in that front group. Tulsa Wheelman. There's John Coursey. He'll roll on through. Sorry, Trey Coursey. His brother John will be racing later on this morning. Raced yesterday down in Tulsa Arts District. But right now, they're under 4 laps to go. So right now, as you check out the Jumbotron, they're getting some of the cameras up and running. We have them down here along Riverside Drive. We have them on that first climb up Crybaby Hill. Eventually, we'll get those cameras up, kind of show you dark side of the moon, all the action going on the backside of the race course here. As the Righteous Gemstones will be that theme that's going on up at the hill, trying to keep it PG for all of our World Wide Web viewing experience. Alrighty, apologies to Carlos Lozoya's family. I've been over promoting Carlos. He did not win those preems. So it's actually Aaron Wright who's wearing his Cat 3 bib number, but I thought that was Heretic Racing's purple jersey out of the Oklahoma City area, and that's exactly who it was. So Aaron Wright, congratulations. You are $200 richer, winning the 2 $100 cash preems. So down to 3 to go. So look for the pace car making their way here. Heretic Racing, pretty active. Saw Troy Cohen racing in the Heretic Racing jersey down at Maverick Crit Norman, taking getting his wheels off the gravel, back onto the terra firma. So 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 to go. So here comes the lead moto. As here they come together. So your preem winner, as we mentioned, Aaron Wright. $200 richer for the Heretic Racing Team. Aaron Wright. Now he's on the wheel of Kenny Stringfellow Jr. Stringfellow at the front of the much reduced, about 15-man peloton there. Stringfellow also racing with Centier Race Team, teammate of the cyborg Steve Isaacs. We may need Steve Isaacs to take his day job today. He's a Tulsa firefighter. Make sure that we are hydrating and taken care of. We need some emergency personnel up on the hill. Make sure we don't need that. I saw Tulsa PD up there. It's always great to have the first responders up helping out. That's a very packed area. Also down here, make sure if you're not feeling well, if you're not properly hydrating, raise your hand, right? Ask for some help. Make sure you're, get the attention you need when it comes to hydration and your health, because it will be a warm one today, especially after kind of that fool's gold weather we had on Saturday. So we're going to be down to the penultimate lap. When they roll through, we're going to ring the bell, and it will be 2 to go. Sorry, we will not ring the bell. It will be 2 to go, the penultimate lap for our Masters B. All right, it'll be 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Again, as you're just joining us, we're just getting started here. We're going to take it all the way to the 6 o'clock hour. So next time we see him, it will be 2 to go for those race leaders. All right, cameras starting to come up on the backside of the course, getting everything set up. So here comes the pace car. Again, Don Thornton Automotive. If you come on down the road here to the end of Riverside Drive before they make that turn on the Crybaby Hill, you can see all the different pace cars they'll be using all day. Kind of take a look. Maybe head on down to Don Thornton this week. Have a look at some of the great cars. There it is, queued up on the Jumbotron. Don Thornton Automotive, a great sponsor as always for us. Gentlemen, 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Centier still at the front. Followed up by Cura, and right behind them in third wheel, that's going to be bib number 754. That's yesterday's preem winner, David Platten, Blitz Racing CC out of Arizona. He had some very happy friends and family when he won that preem. They were like, either is that gas money for the drive home, or are we going to get some extra beers and glasses of wine down at the local establishment? So, under 2 to go, under 2 to go. The penultimate lap here for the Masters B. Opening wave of the day here on day number 3. We'll be sending them up the hill. And making them that first bump of the first climb, that 100 feet of elevation that you have in this course. So, again, you're trying to find places to watch the race. Right now, if you're down here in Riverside, stay close, because we're going to be coming up to the bell lap. Very exciting time. Very select group, around 15 or so racers left from the original registration list, the 74. That being said, as the day goes on, you're trying to find spots to go. You may not want to go into the middle of the party, so to speak, at Crybaby Hill, but you go up to the Vast Bank stage. There's a stage. I got music. There's bands that are going to be playing all day long. A bunch of food trucks up there at that Route 66 pavilion up there. So again, you head up there to the end of Riverside, go check out the cars, climb up the hill, and head over to that parking lot there, the pavilion, because that's a great little spot to watch. You got the Jumbotrons, you hear some of the speakers, you got the bands, all sorts of stuff up there. And then you come on down, come back down, if you're lucky enough to get into the VIP tent. We have those down here along Riverside, down near where Galveston comes back down on Riverside Drive. Again, lots of great spots to go here as we fill in the time here, waiting on that pace car to come on down the hill, and that's exactly what it is. Here it comes. So it will roll on down. Pace car comes through, and then we're going to ring the bell. It'll be 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. When we see them, we're going to ring the bell. It'll be final bell lap when the race leaders come through. There's the lead moto. Lead moto will come down, and looks like it may still be Kenny Stringfellow with Centier. So it will be 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Stringfellow at the front. Todd Swain still at the front as well. That group of about maybe a dozen, 15. It's 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, gentlemen. Final lap, final lap, final lap. One more trip around the course. Swain dropping back into third wheel. Platten moving up into second. Stringfellow hanging out there at first, still driving the train there. A little bit of a move here on the outside. That could be a unicorn sighting, and it is Paul Hesselgrave. As Paul Hesselgrave out of Colorado, he will make an attack to try to hit the hill first. Final time, Sound Pony Hill, we're sending them your way. Sorry, Crybaby Hill, we're sending them your way. Sound Pony was yesterday. So the referees up there with Team Sound Pony. The Sound Pony referees keeping everyone safe up on the hill. But right now, it was a unicorn sighting. Paul Hesselgrave out of Colorado making the attack, taking that lead on that right-hand turn as they hit the hill. Now, larger rider, maybe more of a sprinter, Hesselgrave, trying to get ahead of Todd Swain, who has a little bit more of the mountain goat legs in him. And we'll have to wait for a little bit because that second camera is not set up right there on the hill yet. Dark side of the moon, we like to call it, down at the Rock to Mohawk cyclocross race put on by Team Topeka up at Mohawk Park. So right now the anticipation builds. Has Hesselgrave been able to maintain that pace, or have some of the more spry little mountain goats attacked out of that much reduced peloton? Start off with 74 racers here in the Masters B. The guinea pigs, the opening wave of the day here on day number 3, down to a select group of around 12 to 15. We'll call them a dirty dozen with a couple extra eggs thrown in the batch there for them. They'll go on the backside. They're going to go up that double bump. We'll wait to see when they hit Galveston, Climax Corner. Keep it clean, folks. Not that type of Climax Corner. They'll hit Climax Corner, make the right-hand turn, head on down Galveston. We'll wait to see when they make that turn, the white knuckle descent on a Riverside Drive, who will be in the lead. When you make that turn on the off-camber, it's 190 meters to the line. And here they are. Here comes the gallop. We'll look down. Coming out of that group, that looks like it may be one of the local Oklahoma homies out of the Oklahoma City area, trying to battle his way to the line, opening up the gap, and it will be Heretic Racing's Aaron Wright who takes the win. Bid number 761 on registration, 131 in the Cat 3, but number 1 in our heart as he takes the Masters B race. Rolling through with Heretic, Aaron Wright out of the Oklahoma City area. Congratulations, the double preem winner, taking the top step. Unofficial, of course. We'll wait for the official results to get posted. But again, congratulations to our Masters B. Kenny Stringfellow, he'll roll through. He was driving that train, trying to pull some of the other Okies through. The opening race of the day, exciting times there. Again, it was a select group. That's the thing. The hill has no mercy. The hill has